The second event in the women's competition here on the uneven bars.
Although she's in fourth, she's only a little over a tenth of a point out of first place. And this is where she can make up ground. Good combination coming up here. Full twist over the top. Full twist and a half turn right into a front foot catch. This is an excellent routine so far. Another giant full twist. Right into the dismount, double tap and a perfect landing.
15-year-old Gabriela Potoroc, yet another new face from Romania. Her idol is the world champion from her country, Daniela Filivac.
She really does good work on this event. Watch this combination. Giant, full turn over the top. Now she performs another full turn, then rolls her grip right into a front flip catch, way up in the air.
Fine performance for Potoroc. Here is her score, 9.875, and for two events, she now has a total of 19.688. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Kevin Davis of the United States on the vault.
This is not one of Kevin's best events. He's doing a new vault, a cuervo, oh, and a good landing. Good vault for Kevin.
Well, as we wait for Davis's score, let's return now to the women's event on the uneven bars. Next up is Svetlana Baitova of the Soviet Union. Her first trip to the United States. We asked her what food she likes over here.
Мне очень нравится пицца и макдональдские бутерброды.
Well, those of you Russian scholars can easily identify that as pizza and McDonald's, her favorite food.
Svetlana is sitting pretty going into this event. It's a great event for her. It's deceivingly difficult. She does 2 1.5 twisting. The first one right here. I can't believe it. That is a really difficult move, but I've never seen her miss it. Here's her second 1.5 twist, right into a glide on the low bar.
How much will that hurt her, Kathy?
5/10 of a point off. With an event this close, it's going to cost her. Oh, a nice high delta. Come back strong. Free up to handstand. Giant. And a double tuck this time. She usually twists that distance, using a half in, half out.
Well, perhaps a little bit discouraged. It's still amazing to me how these young competitors can bounce back after an early mistake in their routine. You can see, though, clearly she's very unhappy at what happened.
Now, let's take a look at that mount, see exactly what happened. You've really got to get a lot of swing here, which is hard to do from a straddle over mount. Begins the twist and just gets hung up. Can't get the other hand on the bar.
15-year-old Svetlana Baitova, and a costly error.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, she usually does a twist on this dismount. She chose to leave it out, which I think was wise. Goes for a good landing.
Svetlana Baitova, as you can see, obviously disappointed with the fall, and it did cost her 9.40 on the uneven bars. A total now of 19.325 for Baitova. Meanwhile, in the men's competition, Sven Tippelt of East Germany ready to go on the vault. And by the way, Kevin Davis's score here in the vault was 9.55.
Not a particularly high score, which could jeopardize Davis's position, especially since the stronger vaulters are later in the lineup. Tippelt being one of them. She's doing a cuervo. Okay, not a good landing, but the vault is actually pretty good.
Then Tippelt looks only mildly happy with that. Back on the uneven bars, Phoebe Mills of the United States, who needs a 9.43 to move into first place.
Now, Phoebe's strong in the all-around, but this is really her best event. She does 2 release moves. There's the first one, reverse heft. And here comes the second. She catches a mixed grip. Neat little combination down to the low bar.
Good. Now smooth out.
Oh, you can hear Bella Caroli.
Oh.
And a double tuck fly away. Very good routine for Phoebe.
Well, Phoebe looks happy. Coach Bella looks happy. Look at this crowd here at George Mason University.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right.
Kathy, let's look at that mount by Phoebe Mills again.
Now, one of the key points of Phoebe's routine is she performs 2 release moves. She just looks great. Physically, she's the strongest I've ever seen her. Now, here's the first release move. It's a reverse hecht. Way up over the bar. She performs the same move again, except this time catches in mixed grip, immediately turns, and right into a back somersault, catches the low bar.
Fine routine for Phoebe Mills, and so she is the leader, but just by 1/10 of a point over Potorak of Romania. Now on the men's side, after 4 rotations, Sven Tippelt with a 9-7 on vault drops into a tie with Marius Toba of Romania, Davis of the U.S. 5th, and Dan Hayden into 6th place.
Hard-nosed Mrs. Hatcher.
Marius Toba of Romania, Sven Tippelt of East Germany are tied for first place. In the women's competition, Phoebe Mills of the United States is in the lead, but just by 1/10 of a point. Now on the balance beam, 14-year-old Shelley Stack, Bella Caroli's new protege. She's currently in 7th place.
Now, balance beam is usually considered the break point of the competition, meaning it makes or breaks the gymnast. But we saw a huge shakeup at the uneven bars. Shelley fell and dropped to 7th. Svetlana Bayutova fell and dropped to 5th. So far, she's shown some unique moves, shown her flexibility. Now there, those split jumps could really show more flexibility. This is a crucial point for her routine. Just 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. Good landing. She's really very solid. The one thing Shelley needs to work on is really extending her legs. As you can see, the knee bent right there. This level, you can't afford to give away 1/10 of a point for bent legs. Here's her dismount. Should be a double back. Good solid landing. All right, good routine for her.
Shelley Stack in her first major senior competition. Coach Bella Caroli obviously pleased. Last year she was 2nd in the all-around junior division at the Nationals.
Really showed a good competitive spirit. She came back from that disappointing fall on bars and just knocked one out here on balance beam.
Score for Shelley Stack.
Well, let's get her score now.
9.875.
Wow, what a score for young Shelley Stack, 9.875. And that gives her a total of 29.15. She's moving up. Meanwhile, on the men's parallel bars, this is Marius Toba from Romania.
Now, he was tied with Tippelt of East Germany coming into this event, but Tippelt really took the pressure off of him, scoring only a 9.45. Good work here. Healy twirl, right into another Healy twirl, and a front straddle 1 1/4. Good combination. And a double tuck dismount. Great routine.
Marius Toba, 20 years of age from Romania, on their world championship team and is already named to the Olympic team.
Now we're looking at his mount. Nice flare work here. And he ends right in a plunge position.
9.85.
Well, there you hear his score, 9.85 for Toba, a total of 38.75. And that should give him sole possession of first place, at least for the time being. Meanwhile, back over on the balance beam in the women's competition, Svetlana Bayutova.
This routine is stock full of originality right there. Circles into a flare, very similar to what Tracy Calavera did at the Olympic Games. But also, she has the difficulty in this routine. Which is going to help her play catch-up here. Again, she did fall off the uneven bars, but still, she's right in there. Here's a critical point. Most difficult pass in her routine. Back handspring, 2 layout step outs. Good landing.
Is this an Olympic team prospect of the Soviet Union?
Oh, very definitely. She was part of their World Championship team, and she was actually 4th at the past World Championships in the all-around. Non-stop action in this routine. Slight little balance break there.
Very attentive crowd watching Baitova.
There's her dismount. A triple twist. One step on the landing, but that is a very difficult dismount.
Svetlana Baitova, she's got an awful lot of stuff in this routine.
This is probably the most difficult part. She does 2 layout step outs. Just right on.
Here's her score, 9.838, and that should put her right into contention now with Mills and Shelley Stack.
Now, I know these scores look a little strange, but we're under a new ruling now that each individual judge may take a deduction of .05.
That's in the women's competition. Not so in the men's, where Igor Korobchinski is about to go up on the parallel bars.
Nice giant swing. Stutz to handstand. Healy twirl, right into a reverse stutz. And another Healy twirl. That's going to cost him a little walk on the hands. Diamidov. His beautiful line and a good double tuck dismount.
Igor Korobchinski, just 18 years of age. We feel the Soviets send us another new exciting Soviet male gymnast to see.
Now watch right here. After his Healy twirl, hop pirouette, little step with the hands.
Korobchinski with a 9.7, a total of 48.3. That keeps him up in the top group. Meanwhile, at the balance team, Bella Caroli prepares Phoebe Mills. Now, her teammate Christy Phillips left Bella back in January. Now with Don Peters in San Diego, we asked Phoebe if she misses her pal.
It's a little bit different in the gym without her being there, I guess just because I'm so used to it. But there's a lot of other girls on the team that push me just as much as Christy did, so that part of it doesn't matter. And every time I go into the gym, I always have a goal, whether she's there or not, you know, to do the best that I can. So that way it doesn't really matter.
Are you two staying in touch at all, seeing how each other are doing?
Well, she's called me one time. Yeah, we'll see each other at the meets and stuff.
Well, they were friends and teammates and competitors, obviously.
In talking with Phoebe, what really stands out is her level of confidence right now, which is so important this year. She's got the Olympics coming up. This is a great lead up. Now here is her hardest move. 2 layout step outs. Oh, perfect. The same pass that Svetlana did, but she just nailed it. It's a nice position right here. What I love about Phoebe is look at her toe point. Perfectly straight leg. Little combination of Michelle Dessert and Pam Bilek in one move.
You have to wonder about her confidence level. Seems to have shot up in the last year. And how much of that may have to do with Christy being gone.
I don't really think that has a lot to do with her confidence level. The two of them really were good for each other. They pushed each other in the gym, but yet they were good friends. Gainer layout. Again, notice the good form. It's what it's going to take to win an Olympic medal. Can't give away any tenths of a point. Here's her dismount, round off, double back. Ooh. Almost over-rotated that. Most gymnasts would have sat down.
Great job by Phoebe Mills. She knows it, so does Bella.
Ja, det blir a little nervous on this one, buddy. Det var verkligen.
Bella wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Look at the perfection here. 2 layout step-outs right in a row. Doesn't budge an inch.
9.80 for Phoebe Mills. A total now of 29.588, and she holds on to first place. 1 rotation to go. Well, they've introduced Kevin Davis of the United States over on the parallel bars. This is a strong event for Kevin.
It's definitely one of his best. Could possibly help move him up from 5th. He dropped there after the vault event. Diamidov, front uprise. Here's 2 Healy twirls. Here's the second. Moving very well so far. Double tuck dismount.
Kevin Davis from Charleston, South Carolina, former star at Nebraska.
She's definitely a strong performer. Because of the missed routines of Tippelt and Tricati, she's got a chance to move up here. After hurting himself at the Pan American Games, it's great to see him performing so well here.
Kevin Davis taking dead aim at the Olympic team, and they give him a 9.8 on the parallel bars, and so that will move him into a tie for second place with Sven Tippelt of East Germany. In the women's competition, Phoebe Mills of the United States still in first place, Baita of the Soviet Union second, and Shelley Stack, the young American, is tied for third place. Women's gymnastics team.
Earlier today, the United States Gymnastics Federation officially named Don Peters, who coached the Olympic team in 1984, as coach for the women's team in Seoul, Korea. He replaces Greg Marsden, who resigned in January after coaching the women through the Pan American and World Championships. When Marsden took the job, he thought he had total authority. He didn't.
Throughout our conversations, my overriding concern with that whole situation was that I would be, whatever my position would be, is I would have the authority within that position to determine a philosophy and a direction for the program, that I constantly would not be second-guessed by committees or administrative staff and that kind of thing. Give me what I need, back off, give me a fair chance to develop something, and then evaluate that. If I'm doing a good job, keep me. If I'm not, find somebody else.
From our standpoint, when we named Greg the coach, it was our opinion also that he would have as much authority as our structure allowed.
I think the USGF felt like once they got me there, then they could do anything they wanted to do, and because well, he wouldn't give up being the Olympic coach. I mean, that's everybody's dream.
He took authority like he usually does, very, very forcefully and very, very well in his own program as it's run at Utah. He does a great job with it. Coming in and all of a sudden saying to these people who had been involved in this elite program for years and years and years, now I'm going to make the decisions, now I'm calling the shots, that becomes suspect.
Traditionally, a source of conflict for the U.S. women's Olympic coaches has been the role of the gymnast's personal coach.
It's complicated to take a kid that's worked with a coach, that knows that coach's energy, knows that coach's head, knows what turns them on and what gets them ready, and all of a sudden turn them over to somebody else who may say, we're not going to work out every day, we're going to work out 4 days a week. We're not going to work out 6 hours a day, we're going to work out 3 hours a day.
It would be like asking Bobby Knight to coach the Olympic basketball team and then bringing all their coaches with them, and each coach takes their kid and does their own thing during the practices, and then you expect them to come together and compete it as a tight-knit group when they march out on the floor. It's just unrealistic.
Marsden also questions the motives of private coaches, in particular Bella Caroli.
My decision to resign had nothing to do with Bella. Unfortunately, I have come out of this thing feeling like Bella is much more concerned about Bella and who he's coaching at the time than he is about our nation or the national program.
Who cares for the name of the coach? That's not supposed to be a major issue.
My personal opinion is that Bella won the gold and came to the United States for some gold of his own.
I'm not promoting myself. Probably my athletes are promoting themselves, and I'm visible because my athletes. But I don't consider I'm promoting myself. Golly, I'm providing my athletes. I'm making the little kids to be a winner. And sure, I'm around. I cannot run away. So I'm there.
Recent Olympic success has USGF coffers filled to the brim, but as you might expect, opinions differ as to where the money is going.
Unfortunately, money corrupts. And I think that too much money has been spent on the adults and the committees and travel and wining and dining and limousines.
Absolutely incorrect. We don't travel in limousines. And if there's travel by the coaches, that is part of the coaches' education program, and it's directed by the coaches themselves.
With all this bickering among the adults, what hopes do the American gymnasts carry going into the Olympics?
I think if the kids and the coaches come together and work together towards a common goal, that it's not absolutely out of the question, with a little luck, that we're talented enough to be third, fourth. Okay, that would be if everything goes right.
Gus, I hope we're going to be good. I hope we're going to be very, very visible and very successful.
Believe me, they are busting their tails right now because the most important day of their life is coming, and that's when they walk on the floor of the Olympic Games. And regardless of what the adults do, the kids are going to be ready.
One other note, Bella Caroli has been named head of the U.S. Women's Olympic Delegation. We'll be back with more gymnastics in just a moment.
Place. Tough chance to catch Marius Toba of Romania, but on the high bar, who knows?
Kevin stands a great chance of staying in second position because he's very good on this event. Also, you've got to keep in mind that high bar is a very exciting but very risky event. It's very easy to miss one of the big release moves that the guys are doing, and that's 0.5 of a point. So he's not completely out of the running for first place.
Well, he's in the battle with Sven Teppel to hold on to second place, which, of course, is not too shabby. Now, on the women's side, we have the American girls 1 and 3, Phoebe Mills in first place and Shelley Stack in third. And what are Phoebe's chances of being caught by the Soviets?
Phoebe's very good on the floor exercise, so it should be fairly easy for her to stay in first place. She has about a 4/10 lead over the Soviet gymnast. That should be fairly easy to maintain. The Soviet gymnast, however, wait till you see her tumbling passes. They're unbelievable, so, you know, who's to say? It'll be exciting on the floor.
And here is Baitova now.
Watch this first tumbling pass. Full in, back out. Done extremely well. She is so enjoyable on this event, as you can tell by the audience really getting into her music and routine. Now this is probably the highlight of her routine. Watch this tumbling pass. Round up back handspring, full and a half twist step out, to a double twist punch front, tumbles back the other direction, to a layout punch front, 1 1/4.
When does she rest in this routine?
That's a lot of tumbling for one pass. You ask when she rests, it's right here, preparing for her last tumbling pass.
Can't blame her.
This should be a triple twist. Done very well. Little problem on the landing. It looks as if her legs just gave out.
Baitova, an appreciative audience here, applauding that performance at Dandy. Let's go back and look at that second tumbling pass.
This was a tremendous run. It's actually one of the new trends in women's gymnastics. They tumble one direction, rebound, and go back the other direction. It's an opportunity to add more difficulty to the same tumbling pass.
9.9.
Well, it was plenty of difficulty in the eyes of the judges, apparently. 9.9 for Baitova. That moves her into first place with Phoebe Mills still to come. And here she is with Bella Caroli.
Going into it, okay? And in the end, if you do a little mistake on the beginning, do double fold. Anyhow, we will see.
We will see indeed when she comes to her floor X. But meanwhile, over in the men's competition, Marius Toba of Romania about to go up on the high bar.
Now, this is not his best event, but I think he can really score high enough to maintain the lead if he just puts together a consistent performance here. He does have one major release. So one-arm giant. Here comes his release move. It's reverse hack. Oh, perfect distance from the bar. Setting up for his dismount. Double twisting, double back. Pulls his heel. He was awful close to that bar.
Breathtaking performance by Marius Toba of Romania.
Let's take a look at that dismount. You see how long he hangs onto the bar. It's way too long. So he hangs it up right over the bar, but he just misses it.
Well, Toba landing it beautifully, and a tremendous performance by the Romanian. Awaiting his score, there it is, 9.7, and that will clinch the men's championship for Marius Toba. The pride of Northfield, Illinois, now a student at Northland Christian High School in Houston, Texas, in 10th grade. Phoebe Mills. She needs a 9.475 to tie the Soviet, who has already completed her Florex, Vaitova.
Well, the music's from the Adams family, but her family, and she chose this music. Full twisting double back in pike position. The type of music you can have fun with. Here comes your middle tumbling run. A 1.5 twisting step out to a double twist. Now, we heard Bella tell Phoebe that she had any problem with the first tumbling pass to just do a double twist and play it safe. She's capable of doing a double back. Let's see what she does. And she does a double twist. A little off on the landing, but she played it safe, and why not?
Phoebe Mills. That should be good enough. Bella thinks so.
That was good. You won it! You won it.
Well, all she needed was a 9.475, and it's definitely at least that.
Phoebe Mills. Bella Caroli's given it to her. Let's go back and see some of that.
This is a really beautiful first pass. It's a pike full twisting double back. Great form throughout. Look at the landing. It's right there.
Let's watch and listen to Bella as he was reacting to that pass.
Pop! They got it. Good. Double full of them. Oh, no more. Double full of them. Nice.
There you hear it. He's saying double full at the end, so he already knows what she's going to do.
Well, there it is, 9.925 for Phoebe Mills, and that has clinched first place in the women's competition. Second and third, however, still to be settled here in Fairfax. Likewise, on the men's side, where Marius Toba has clinched first place, this is Igor Korobchinsky of the Soviet Union, still a contender for second place.
And he's only 0.05 out of second. Look at that, a full twisting ginger. Very difficult move. There's his invert giant. Now watch this, a second release move, a pike front. It's a very high-scoring event for him. He could definitely move up. And a triple somersault.
18-year-old Igor Korobchinsky. This is beautiful.
This is one of the most difficult release moves done on high bar. It's a 1.5 twisting somersault to a regraph.
9.9 for Igor Korobchinsky. That was Scott Johnson, the American Olympian, congratulating him. It'll move him into second place. Still to come, Shelley Stack in the women's competition, Kevin Davis in the men. His final event now, the high bar.
Kevin has done a tremendous job the first 5 events. I'm sure he wants to finish strong. Very capable on this event. Nice combination there. Now here's a combination of one-arm giant to one-arm reverse hex. Stoop in to inverted giants. Moving quite well so far. Preparing for his dismount. Double layout. Okay, step on the landing. Kind of flung the dismount out a little too far. Now let's take a look at this combination. So one-arm giant to a one-arm reverse hex. Now it's become very common to do a reverse hex, but to do it from one arm makes it much more difficult.
Wow, scary looking move. Earns 9.8 for Kevin Davis of the United States. Remember, he needed 9.9 to clinch second place. Now back in the floor exercise of the women's competition. This is Beata Storzer from Budapest, Hungary. She's tied for third with American Shelley Stack.
And this is a beautifully dramatic routine. A lot of time was put into the choreography. Full twisting, double back, little stumble step. Boy, it was way up in the air. She has a wonderful sense for the music. A little long in the corner there. And up. Oh, wow, that was beautiful. Layout pike somersault. To look at her body type, she doesn't look like a strong tumbler. She does an excellent job. So dramatic here in this routine. The last pass, an alternate. Through to a double tuck. Gorgeous pass.
Beata Storzer, 18 years of age from Budapest. A gymnast 11 years and a beautiful performance.
What's remarkable is this great combination of dancing and tumbling.
Over on the men's high